Better put the lid down or I'll get another earful from Chrissy.
You never put it down afterwards. How would you feel if you were a woman?
Ah, well, bugger it. I mean, what is this about? What the hell was she thinking of? I don't want to be reminded that we've been married for 30 years. I do not want reminding of that, thank you very much. And as if to rub salt into the wound, she goes and invites this crowd to celebrate, she calls it. It'd be bad enough if it was just Jean and Brian from the Jolly Cockerel. I could have lived with that. Just a quiet snack and a bottle of wine or two. Well, that would be acceptable. Brian and me could discuss the swans, and Jean and Christine could talk about, well, whatever it is that women witter on about. But throwing a bloody party like this, it's just beyond. And I haven't even seen Brian and Jean yet. But just like Chrissy not to invite them. But she happily goes and invites Norman and Mabel, doesn't she? How could she? She knows how to test them. They may be cousins, but I can feel my hackles rise at the mere mention of them. If I knew where my hackles were, I'd have them surgically removed, so I wouldn't be bothered anymore by Norman's whining or Mabel's simpering. Oh, God, I could do with a drink. I should have brought one up here, and I could have got quietly pissed before anyone knew I was missing. As it is, I'm going to have to go back down there soon and face that sea of smirking mugs. What's the time? Oh, is that all? We've only been at it an hour. I'll be suicidal by the end. Or more likely have murdered somebody. Prime candidate for that is her parasitical sister. What I could have seen in her, I cannot imagine. Okay, she's a few years younger than Chrissy, and she's got a decent pair on her. But she's got a big gob too. Stick a few drinks in her and Christ knows what she'll say. Well, I can't have that. Trouble with Valerie is she's got no edit button. She opens her mouth and whatever is in her mind just comes spouting out. And if she goes and says anything about what... well, she's dead meat. I don't look well, do I? I certainly don't feel it. Better make an effort, I suppose. I won't have much of this left by the end of the evening, I bet. Oh, come on now. Put a brave face on it. It'll only last a few hours after all. God, a lot can happen in a few hours. No, this is no time to be wimpish. Come on, Paul, pull yourself together. You're going to enjoy this party, aren't you? Yes, you are. That's better. So come on, smile. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Smile. Oh, forget it. What's the use? It's going to be a disastrous evening. All those horrible people. And not just Val and my ghastly relations, but people, so-called colleagues from the office too. Oh, what in the name of Mike possessed her? I just can't imagine what she thought she was doing, inviting them, doing this to me. She's a sadist, must be. The Marquis de... No, what's the female version? The Marchioness de Sade. Is that right? No, does it matter? She enjoys making me suffer, I know that. The Marchioness? Well, that rings a bell. Oh, yes, I know. It was the pleasure boat that sank in the Thames, wasn't it? They were having a party when a dredger or something hit them. Dozens of people drowned. 1989. Yes, that was it. She'd remember that all right. It happened the same day Christine and I got engaged. She'd have taken that as a warning. And hasn't EastEnders just been and done an anniversary episode with a pleasure boat disaster on the Thames? Bloody typical. How do I know that? She must have told me. I can't stand soap operas, and she watches them all. That's another thing. Fact is, we're incompatible. How come we've survived this long? Well, maybe this is it. Maybe tonight she'll give me the old heave-ho when she knows what I've done. This party will be our own private Marchioness river trip, and I'll be sunk. So what should I do? Drown myself in alcohol, perhaps? Get completely wrecked? Go down with all guns blazing and take as many of them as I can with me? Yes. Come on, Paul. Show them. How can I? Really, all I want to do is to curl up in a corner somewhere, preferably with a bottle of scotch. But even that simple pleasure will probably be denied me. Even prisoners going to the scaffold were given one decent meal beforehand. What I'll get is one of her cakes, I expect. Flat, doughy, tasteless. Must be a metaphor for something. And if she's been and stuck 30 candles in it, I'll scream. Expecting me to blow them all out. I'll probably die trying. Yeah, well, maybe that's what she's counting on. 30 candles snuffing me out. Oh, what am I doing? I'm getting morbid now. Think positively. In a few hours, it'll be all over. The blood will have been spilt, and I'll be free. Or arrested. Or dead. Or... So for now, I need to be strong. What was that Paul Simon song, I Am a Rock? Well, I might not quite be a rock, but I can be a bloody large pebble, and I can make waves. Well, ripples at least. I'll go down and pretend to join in with the fun. I'll be nice to Valerie. I'll make small talk with Mabel and Norman. I'll even say hello to our poisonous dwarf of a neighbour. I look to all the world that this is my party, and then... Oh, bloody hell, they'll be dancing and I'll be expected to let my hair down. Well, that's a laugh. Or worse, Charlene from accounts is there. Oh, I remember that last office party and her party games. Oh, she'll want to do them, I bet. Life and soul of the party is our Charlene. I know, she said. Let's play Dustman's Knock. What's that? Said somebody. It's like Postman's Knock, only dirtier. How she roared with laughter when she came out with that one, silly cow. And then Chrissy will start on the funny stories about how she and I... Oh, horror. And Mabel and Norman will delight in telling everyone how... And Valerie. What will Valerie say to make me want... What sordid little details will she delight in sharing? Oh, well, better get it over and done with. Once more into the breach, and all that...